OG Strictly judge, Arlene Phillips. We've got loads of Strictly headlines to get her take on, but she's also here to shine a light on a cause very close to her heart, caring for Britain's unpaid carers. Please welcome Dame Arlene Phillips. Welcome, welcome. Well, as we just said there, we have got tons to talk to you about. Yes. I did want to start. So it's the inaugural launch of Caring for Caregivers Week.
Yes.
Now, I think this is a brilliant idea because we have so many unsung carers in this country who don't take time for themselves when they're looking after somebody. So tell us about this particular week.
Well, Goppo Joint Health commissioned this survey and discovered that there are over 5.5 million unpaid carers in this country. Wow. And many in full-time jobs, many are taking both, let's say, looking after parents, looking after grandchildren in that stuck-in-the-middle role. And so what they've been looking into is how can anyone care for the carers and how do carers manage to give themselves some time, because they don't.
Yeah, I was going to say, the answer is they don't, do they?
They don't.
A lot of the time.
No.
So what are they sort of suggesting? Like taking time out for a walk or...?
I think the best thing is we know, even from the NHS, that music and movement together are good for psychological health and physical health. It just takes 2 minutes popped in and out of the day, as 3-4 times if they can, of just moving to music they love. People think they can't dance. Walking to music is dance. Yes. Running to music is dance. You just have to listen to music you love and just give yourself those moments, because it will make such a difference, giving you a chance to breathe, strengthen, and just live in this world.
And reconnect with yourself.
Yeah.
Of course, you experienced being a carer at a young age, didn't you? Because you were just 15 when your mother got sick.
And you know the truth? I never, ever realised it until I was actually on this commissioned survey, that actually I was a carer at 15 because my mother had leukemia, my father was unwell. We were all at school. My older brother, my younger sister, and myself were all at school, but my mother wanted me to take care of her. And I remember missing school and never knowing how I was going to catch up and never thinking of myself as a carer, just thinking, I have to do this for my mummy.
Yeah, it's the least you could do because she was your mum.
Yeah.
But then... the part of your story that really intrigues me is it's the 1980s and you notice that your dad starts acting a bit weird. Now, this is back in the days where dementia and Alzheimer's wasn't really discussed.
Absolutely right, Janet. Absolutely. I didn't know what was happening. For whatever reason, my dad always had my phone number and a piece of paper in every pocket he owned, just because he did. Yeah. I thought he might want to phone me, and there's the phone number. And then I got a call from the police in 1984, and they said, we found this man wandering, and it was my dad. He loved books and he used to cross from North London to South London to go to every book market there was, and suddenly he was lost. And then he started to be fearful. He was in a flat and he didn't want to let anyone in. So I had to get up early, feed him, go back from rehearsals lunchtime, go back from rehearsals, because I was the only one that he would let in.
And this is a time when you were so in demand in the West End as a choreographer, such a creative person. So you had to take that tough decision in the end about your dad.
Yeah, and eventually, you know, I had my first daughter, you know, bringing her up, and my life was just a whirlwind. And eventually, he went into a home, and I know what it's like. People say when you get to a point you really can't look after someone, but you can't forgive yourself.
But you shouldn't live with any guilt for that.
No, he was in the best place for him.
I know, but you don't see it like that. You see that you have given up your role as a carer. So I know how carers feel, because you feel that you have to do it.
Yeah.
And as I said, never realising, never even putting myself in a category of a carer of 15.
Yeah.
And then again with my dad, who was in his late 80s, I think I understand that moment of time for yourself, time to breathe, time to care for yourself and realise, and for everyone to realise that how thankful we are to these, let alone paid carers, who do a terrific job.
Absolutely.
But all of the unpaid carers.
Arlene, we can't... Absolutely. But we can't have you here without talking about Strictly. So tell me, you know, this scandal with Amber at the weekend, what did you think about the dance-off?
Look, Amber can dance.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. Amber has trained as a dancer. There's no doubt about it. But so many of Strictly over the years have trained as a dancer. Do they have an advantage? Yes. They know how to go forward, back, right, left, move in rhythm.
Yeah.
However, it doesn't mean they're going to win. Not at all. Bill Bailey.
Yes.
I mean, who thought that one?
Yeah.
You know, Aurea Duba. There have been so many. Stacey Dooley.
Yeah.
They were not dancers.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you're going to win. Let's just enjoy every performance and stop thinking about they shouldn't win. Amber shouldn't win.
Yeah.
Amber is a lovely human being. You know, she's a hard worker. She's a terrific performer.
Yeah.
But she's kind of lost, as everyone is, when they come to ballroom and Latin and they've never experienced.
And she came in at the last minute, by the way, so...
Yeah, she jumped in like overnight, literally.
It's different. It's literally a different discipline. But now we're going to see the big one. You know Tess and Claudia, right? Because you've worked with
very
them.
well.
Who, in your opinion, do you think should replace them?
Oh, my gosh. At first, I thought it should be a non-dancer. They'll be kind of unbiased. There are enough dancers there criticising. And then I thought, no. How do you replace people? Like, Claudia's smart as a whip, funny, like, on It Takes Two, right at the beginning. It almost felt like we were making it up. Claudia nailed that show for everyone. So that's hard. But I think somebody like Hannah Waddingham would just fall into that. Smart, off the page, not like a normal human being.
Fun as well, up for a joke.
Yeah, up for a joke. Super kind of
and can sing and
clever in
dance
every way.
herself, been a big West End star.
Yeah.
Ted Lasso, etc.
Absolutely, I think Hannah. And then I think someone kind of ditzy and warm and like the heart of the show.
Oh, well, thank you,
This
Dave.
one sitting to my right.
Oh, my God.
Can I just quickly mention Leighton Williams?
Yeah.
He likes to dress in a frock now and then.
Well, fantastic. My money is on Alan Carr and Rylan, actually. But there you go. Dame Arlene Phillips, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.